right. Well, first let's start off. Would you like to introduce yourself to everyone?
Yeah. I'm Scrambled Eggs. You could also call me Nero. I'm an artist on Instagram, and that's really about all that's about interesting about me, other than maybe I do taxidermy.
That's what's up. How is it like being an artist for you?
An artist for me, I guess it's something that I guess it sounds weird, but kind of groomed into. Both sets of grandparents, mom and dad's side, they were both artists in their own way, but they were like Western artists. So like they painted like what they saw in landscapes and like cans of Dr. Pepper. And then I just kind of took it, ran with it, ignored their lessons, and then drew what I wanted to draw. It's really more just an outlet, I guess, for me.
I feel like that's like the whole thing about being an artist is expressing yourself.
Yeah. And for a really long time I was actually told to quit drawing what I draw. Not because it wasn't good, at least at the time it wasn't good, but like for my age. And they're like, don't you want like it to be realistic? And I was like, why does it need to be? It was just a it's like if I was going to express myself the best way I could, why not draw what I wanted to draw and have a good time doing it?
Yeah, no, exactly. It probably also because they never saw anything like it before. Well, they probably hadn't, and I see most instances that are like that where most people will tell you to stop doing something that's like new.
Oh yeah, and I always told him, as like, some of those realistic paintings are the ones that get hung up in some random motel in the middle of nowhere and no one looks at them. I want my stuff to be looked at. Not to say that they're bad. It's just something that people see and they don't absorb. It doesn't stay in their mind.
Yeah, I don't know. I can imagine how or what their paintings look like. I really love those type of paintings though. I tried doing some in the past and I think they're pretty good. I should try doing some more.
Oh, you totally should. Anyone who paints, I have immense respect for. And when I say like the motel thing, I'm talking about more like it's not that they didn't put in the work or that it wasn't good. It just gets taken for granted a lot because it's the norm.
Yeah.
But and anyone who paints and anyone who tries to paint, it's a challenge all on its own. And I respect people who do it immensely because they have a understanding of art that I don't think I'll truly ever have.
Maybe, but there's some things that you might have that they might not ever have.
Maybe. But that's the cool thing about art is that there are some people that don't have certain things and people that do, and how differently it changes the course of everyone's perception of the world and the art that they create. And I think that's really cool.
Oh yeah, it's what definitely keeps like the creativity flowing around the world, and everyone's getting inspired off of everyone else. It's just an amalgamation of everything. It's really cool.
Oh, yeah. It's the definition of art, expressing oneself no matter what.
Yeah. All right, now let me ask you this: what's your creative timeline looking like?
The main thing I have planned is if I'm lucky enough to reach like 1,000 followers on Instagram, I plan to do a raffle, and it's not just an art raffle. You know, get your character drawn and then boom, that's it. It's get your character drawn and get it slapped on a T-shirt and get it sent out to the winner. So not only do they get a shirt, they get it with their character on it, hopefully with what they think is high quality art. That's the main thing I have planned. I'd like to do bigger things like that in the future, especially if I get bigger and the art gets better. If I can sink the money into it, I'd love to do that, because there's nothing I appreciate more than the people who follow me on there. Because when I started it in February, I mean, it really drove when people actually started following me, and it changed the mindset of, man, this might be good enough.
Oh yeah, and also I don't think there's anyone else that's doing that, at least to my knowledge. So I would love to see that, and I think everyone else would too.
Hopefully. That's the hope, that's the dream.
Well, I'm hoping it becomes a reality to you because I mean everyone has dreams and aspirations. So who wouldn't want to see that, go into fruition?
Oh yeah, and I know for sure, like at least for the T-shirt, I can get that done for sure. And if it flops and I only have one person enter, that's okay. You know, they get a T-shirt that they could get nowhere else because it'll have custom art. It'll be to them, and that's what's important. Is, there's so many, putting that many people in a room. It's like, dang, there's that many people who liked it enough to follow. I want to give them a treat, but I can't give all of them a treat. So if even one person gets it and they appreciate it and they can wear it, that's all the world to me.
Yeah, more on like the logistics of it. How is it going for you, or is it more something that you have like on the back burner as like a big overall plan? I'm more talking about like, do you
Like,
like, are you gonna like pay for like the shipping, or do you know what
Oh yeah.
brand you're gonna go with?
I don't know exactly what brand I'm gonna go with. I think a lot of it will be like, here's a basic good quality t-shirt, and then I have the heat press thing here at my house specifically for t-shirts and cups and things like that. So I was just gonna order it off of Etsy. I'm gonna pay for it all. I'm not worried about it. The only thing is if I have people like outside of like North America and South America, I don't know if I can ship it to them. So like people in the UK, I'd feel like really bad if they won, and I'm like, oh, I can't, because I don't know what shipping for a t-shirt is, but here in Texas it could be a lot more than what I bargained for. But I plan to pay for everything, and it's just one shirt, so hopefully it's not that bad.
Yeah, it shouldn't be realistically. Think about like probably like $100 max.
Oh yeah, and then the time that it'll take to do the drawing and what they want, because I figure it'd be like a full body scene, and so like if based off of like my price sheet, it would be if it was $100 to do everything else, and it's like another 75 to do the drawing, and so that's almost $200 worth of one thing that you get.
Yeah. All right, now let me ask you this: as an artist, what do you want to accomplish? What is your like magnum opus?
My main goal as an artist is to be, because I'm an adult and I'm a young adult. I'm just 23. It's not like I'm like 40. No, I'm 23.
Yeah.
I have a voice that screams 12, but I swear I'm an adult. But I want to do for younger artists, people in high school, people who are just getting into it and hadn't done it before. I want to give them the platform to grow like I have, because I've been extremely lucky in my growth. I've surpassed all my expectations. And the only thing I really want to do is help other artists like you, like some of my other followers, people I'm in group chats with, because that's all I want. And the other thing is, I just want a nice, safe community for someone wouldn't their parent wouldn't look over their shoulder and go, I just want it to be safe for everyone to enjoy it like I did when I first got into the fandom and
You know,
drawing in general.
we really need more people like you because side note, I've seen a lot of people just tearing each other down, and I don't like that at all. But sadly, it's just the world that we live in. So it would really be good to have more people like you.
That means a lot to hear. And of course, I have my own opinions on certain people, but it's not like a big deal. But not everyone's perfect, and you can't just have everyone get along. And that's also partially why I haven't, like, my political views are never going to be on the art platform, because I
Yeah.
think that's a lot of it. It's gotten too political rather than just enjoying art and the fandom that I'm in. It's become overtly political rather than being haha silly funny animal guy.
Yeah, no, I feel like before I have to snuff this completely because no one can just agree to disagree. Everyone has to
Yeah.
either have it their way or no way at all. That's happened a lot with a lot of creators that voice their opinion, like John Tron for an example. I used to watch his channel a lot, but I mean his political views might be crazy. I don't really exactly know what they are, but I know people don't really like him anymore for that
Yeah,
reason.
and like I totally get why you want to snuff it out, and there is a lot of blatant, we will not agree to disagree,
Yeah.
and I know sometimes that drives more people away and divides them more than anything else, but as an artist in the community, as a furry in the community, because that's what I am. I've been it for like since I was like 11 to 12. Like that's when I made Nero, and she's been my only persona the whole time. I never deviated. I just want it to be what it was when I was younger. Not to say it was perfect, but it brought such inspiration and spark to my own art, and I would like to share that with everyone. And while it won't ever be perfect,
Yeah.
I'd like for everyone to just be accepting. No matter if you're left leaning, no matter if you're right leaning, we have, this fandom for a reason. It's one thing that we can all agree on. And that's what's important. The one thing we agree on. And that's something we can all build up from. And I think it's really important to really focus on that.
Yeah.
But politics aside, sorry.
Yeah. No, it's fine. It's fine. Um, are there any other like creators that you look up to or get inspiration off of?
Oh yeah. Uh, One of the main ones was Remarin. I doubt you ever like see it like in my work as far as like influence. Remarin is this awesome. I don't know if they'd consider themselves furry, but they do like furry adjacent art and like fantasy art, and it's so painterly, and it's just one of their speed paint. I think it's called Shattered, and it's probably like 12 years old now on YouTube. It's still there, and every once in a while I'll still go back to it, and I'll just be in awe of the magnitude of their work because it's amazing. And then if it was any other creators, it's maybe fursuit makers because art's art, and you take years to do that, but even longer to even go into making fursuits. I have immense respect for anyone who does it. I did it the one time, and it was a crazy amount of work for something mid quality. And Beauty of the Base Studios, they make bangers. There's a new person, Carnage Carnival, and I'm actually getting my bodysuit for my costume, and I respect their hustle so much. And she's been super nice. Great customer service. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm like plugging them now. Like they're just a really great person to work with, and they
No,
got so
it's
much
fine.
on
It's
their
fine.
plate, but they're still chugging. They're getting that bag, and I really appreciate that work effort.
You said Beauty of the Base?
Uh, Beauty of the Base.
Yeah, that's like the only maker that I know, and I remember like seeing them back in like sixth grade, and I was like the coolest thing ever. I was like,
I know.
whoa,
The speakers in the chest, the
yeah,
the voice changer, uh, and the immense quality of all the hand sewing that must have had to go into their personal suit, which is the I can't remember their character's name, but I know it's like their demon werewolf character, and it's so good.
yeah,
Their art, amazing. I don't want to say like oh I want my art to be like theirs, but to aspire to get that quality is something that I strive to be like because they're just such a multifaceted creator. They're putting speakers in suits, and I think that's the coolest thing ever.
yeah. It's literally like a walking speaker. It's insane,
I
and it's like
know.
I think their voice modulator goes through that as well, so people will be able to like, actually hear them, and that won't like be muffled. So it'll
Yeah.
just be a presence.
Yeah, I think they did a public suit walkthrough, and it was like during the evening, so all the adults were out, and they were just talking it up, and it sounded so cool. I was probably too young to even watch that video. Not that it was bad. There was nothing really in it that was bad. It was just like, hey, look at it. It's so cool.
Yeah.
But
I think there's a lot of things that were like that. And at a young age, like, I don't think I should be watching this, but this is really cool.
and you could be any age to really like even look at their works and go, wow. You don't even have to be a furry to go, wow. They're
Yeah.
truly an artisan, and not just in the furry community, but like any costume, cosplay. They really are, and it's amazing what they're doing. I can never brag on them enough, and I don't even have a product from them.
You seen that one meme where it was like they're just modern day blacksmiths?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah,
Instead
cause
of making
I
weapons or making costumes.
you tried stitching,
Yeah, I actually did a lot of it, especially in taxidermy.
bro. Like I can't. I couldn't stitch my way out of a paper bag. Well, I probably could, but I have no experience at all when it comes to stitching at all. I picked up a sewing needle, but that's about as far as I've gotten. So yeah.
Ugh. There's when I said it reminded me. I had a friend who stepped on one, and I was like, step on the needle.
Yeah, no, I don't like
Uh,
needles.
I don't like getting like shots, but like I have a tattoo that wasn't bad.
Okay.
But sewing, it just takes time and effort, just like anything else, and it's just very repetitive. If your hand hurts while drawing, then your hand's probably gonna hurt while you're sewing.
Well, also it's the like the tiny end of the needle that's it's just a constant pressure on your finger too, so it's like a different type of pain
Yeah.
as well.
When I was working on my fursuit head for Nero, we ended up actually having to bend and curling one of my sewing needles because I couldn't find the ones from the shop, and the ones I could find were too big. Uh, and to do her hair, I had to bend one of my needles, and I had to sew her mohawk on, and I had to have a thimble on both thumbs to catch it, so I wouldn't poke the crap out of myself.
I didn't even know there was like something like that.
Yeah, they're little metal coverings of like the Monopoly board piece. That's what that's for.
Oh, okay.
The one that looks like a little trash can with dots all over it.
Okay.
Hi, Ripley. How
Oh,
are you?
oh, okay. Yeah, no, I see it now. I see it now.
Yeah, you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they use that to put like leather or harsh fabric. Just push it in there with your thumb or whatever finger you prefer with the thimble on. it's made out of metal, so it won't hurt.
Yeah.
I've broken several needles, though. I've been lucky I haven't been hit in the eye with one.
Yeah, luckily. Is there any creators you would like to work with?
I would like at some point to work with the aforementioned Carnage Carnival. We already have been like collabing a little bit, but it's kind of fallen off, so I'm trying to drum up on my end to get that, going. I'd like for more successful stuff with them. I'd like to collab with you again. I'd like to maybe try to do something on VR chat with somebody.
Yeah, no,
Fuzzy
that.
Honey Studios, a
Oh,
really
okay.
great artist. I'd love to work with them more. There's just a whole bunch of people in my circle that they're all doing such amazing art, especially for some of them as young as they are. It's actually amazing, and
Yeah.
to see people just go, oh, you're so much better than me at this. Dang it.
Aw.
Especially you yourself, you're actually really really good at the painting aspect of it, and I'm like, dang, like you did an art trade where it was like armor, and I was like, I would have hated drawing the armor and
I
painting
really
it.
did.
It's such a pain in the butt. I have a
Mm-hmm.
character with metal arms for my husband's D&D campaign. Well, you saw that art piece. I hated doing
Yeah.
the metal arms. It sucked. It looked good, I think, at the end, but it sucked doing it.
There's just a
Ah,
lot of
thank you.
things that comes with metal that you have to render out, and it's just if you
Ah,
don't
I
really know
know.
anything about it, it's insanely tedious because I don't know anything about it. I just charge head on to most things.
I sat there for probably 20 minutes, like going step by step with a video on YouTube, being like, "How do I do this? Oh, banana color. Okay," and it worked.
Yeah.
Ah,
Well,
Ripley, please.
probably wrap things up because it's all the time that we have for today. Is there anything that you would like to plug in or tell the viewers a message or ask me anything?
I guess if I had to say anything, and it includes you because you are a fellow artist, if you are an artist and you feel like you are stuck in the worst rut, be it personal issues, art block, you feel like you're not doing good, all it is time. And while it sucks, you're going to have all the time in the world to work on whatever you think you need to work on, and it's never hopeless. You're going to get better. The situation's going to get better. And the most important part is not giving up the art that made you happy. And I feel like that would be the message I would leave for anyone ever.
That's a really good message. I really resonate with that.
Nice. I hope so. Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to plug in?
If you haven't checked out Dima Jug, check him out. He's really good at interviews, like
Thank
the
you.
one that's happening right now. And then Carnage Carnival, Friendly Fur Things, awesome fursuit makers. Leopard Skulls is another really good one. They're doing banger art, banger suits. And Fuzzy Honey Arts, making awesome keychains. They're in college right now, but keep them in your mind when you're looking for commissions when they're open again, because they are amazing.
And I'll make sure to leave a description for all those guys. Thank you for taking your time to come on the interview.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.